Well, hello guys. Welcome back to the channel. It's been almost a year and I thought maybe come back with something different this time. I still owe you guys a long-term review for the D219, so stick around for that. But today we're gonna have a look at this Telefunken HC660 cassette deck from 1988. Stick around, it's gonna be interesting because this is kind of a special tape deck for Telefunken, but in a bad way. So yeah, stick around. Let's just open this up. As you can see, the cover is already loose. Let's have a look inside. I plugged it in, and of course nothing happens because the belts are broken, gone. I don't know. They aren't working. So it's just the motor noise you can hear. But other than that, all the lights are working. Power seems to be okay. Let's open it up, have a look inside. By the way, really nice volume knob on this one. It's like probably the nicest thing on the whole deck. It's notched, can you hear that? Out of focus, yeah. Let's hear the notches. Hope you can hear that. Feels like a high-end stereo receiver, you know? Anyways, let's have a look inside. All the writing on this deck is in German, except for Balance, it's French, Aufnahmepegel, Bandsorte, Kopfhörer, it's all German. Even on the back, the Dolby license stickers in German. Geräuschunterdrückungssystem unter Lizenz von Dolby Laboratories Licensing Corporation hergestellt. Das Wort Dolby und das Symbol des doppelten D sind die Warenzeichen von Dolby Laboratories Licensing Corporation. Doppel-D. Verstärker, Aufnahme, Eingang, Wiedergabe, Ausgabe, links, rechts. And there we have it. Telefunken HC660. No. Alright. Moment of truth. What do we find inside? Let's get a little closer. So that's the inside. Sorry for the lighting situation. We can see we got a nice circuit board actually, looking nice and clean. Doesn't look too shabby. Like when pressing these buttons, one expects something much more cheap looking. Let's have a look at the transport right there, and the belts are gone. No, wait, yes they are. The main belt is gone, and we got one belt left, super loose, and the belt for the counter also super loose. Not gonna work. Easy fix. We need to get a transport out. I've got a bag full of generic belts, not the highest of qualities, but so is this deck, and you know I paid €5 for the whole thing, so I'm not gonna spend 20 on belts without knowing that it's really good, and this doesn't seem to be really good. Actually, let's have a look there. Can you see that? Hold on. Hope the cam can pick it up. Sony. So this must be OEM. Telefunken was like only left with its name after mid-80s, I think. And yeah, there's a Sony chip in the Telefunken. Tell that to 1930s Telefunken and they would go crazy. It's near the Dolby B and C part, so might be just a Dolby chip. But look over there, can you see that? Hold on, oh, sorry. They're right there. Japan. So it's for sure made in Japan. Or maybe using Japanese parts. And it's made in Taiwan. Certainly not made in Germany. Let's get the transport out, clean it up, change the belts. I just found this inside, and it must be the old main belt, but it's covered in this weird white, I don't know, asbestos looking stuff. Let's put this aside, there's probably gonna be more. And we can see the same white stuff right here on the flywheel, which is rather thin. And seems to be stuck, so probably gonna have to take this out. Gonna be interesting because I do not have any lubricants on hand right now. All I have is some alcohol and the tiniest bit of contact cleaner. Hopefully we're gonna get that running somehow. Gotta remove 4 screws to get the transport out, I think. So fairly easy. I'm gonna do that and be right back with you. So I've encountered a problem. My screwdriver is too long to get in there, and I do not have a proper screwdriver for these screws on hand that is shorter. So we're gonna keep the mechanism in there and remove this plastic cover right here, and then just start taking parts off from the back. Should be possible. Everything is almost accessible right now, so pop off the motor and all these parts are free. So for this plastic cover we got a long screw on the platina, on the circuit board, short screw to the chassis. Okay, we got very tight wires, which is fairly annoying, and the motor plate seems to be stuck on this one screw only, and some plastic posts down here. So I'm gonna remove that one screw. Hopefully we'll be able to get that thing out of there. Let's see. Need a different screwdriver, this one too big. It's a tight fit, but it will do. Yeah. Great. Get that screw out of there without losing it. And let's see. Yeah. It removes like this. Easy. Easy peasy. Let's get it out of the way. Nice, we got kind of good access to all the parts. Got better access to the parts than you have access to seeing everything. So I'm gonna clean up that flywheel. Gonna clean up that one. That belt is still intact. Take it out of there. I don't know what we're gonna do with the counter belt right here, because really need to take the mechanism out to get the change that, and I can't get the mechanism out, so maybe it just stays like this. Who knows? And I see I've broken this lead, so I'm gonna need to solder that. I was just spinning that wheel, the flywheel, and it seems to engage some kind of mechanism when doing this, but look, another piece of belt fell out. Again, covered in all that white powder. Wonder if that, I mean, this deck is from the 80s after all, so better be covered in white powder. Oh, look, flywheel just came off. No, it's free. Let's take it out of there without breaking another wire somewhere. I wonder why there are no washers on the capstan in front. It's odd. Just comes out like this without any washers on the front. That's our little flywheel. It's not too heavy. Gonna clean that up. Alright, so I would consider this one cleaned up pretty good. Let's put it aside. Clean up a motor pulley. I'm just using this cotton thingy here. Yeah, not too dirty. So the belt must have just shattered. Didn't turn to any kind of liquid, but it shattered. I don't know why. Might actually need some Q-tips. Hold on. So gonna have to resolder this wire to there. Then we got our main belt going like so. Hold on. I should stop dropping the motor on the circuit board down there. Alright, motor goes like this. Main belt goes, capstan goes in there. Start with that. That's the point where you kind of oil it up if you had any sewing machine oil. Okay, it's good. It's in there. It engages that wheel kinda. And that, I wonder where that belt went. It must have gone on there. Kinda looks like it has room for two, doesn't it? One in the front, one in the back. Hopefully. Anyways, let's resolder this real quick. Alright, while the iron is warming up, I'm gonna have a look at this one, at the belts. And I think this one might still be working. Could be. I'm not gonna bother with taking the old mechanism out because this one is driven by the take-up spool, so would actually really have to take it all out. And that would be way too much of a hassle. We're gonna put one belt by guess on this one and one belt on this one. We already have one, so we're gonna know the size, and this one we're just gonna eyeball. Okay guys, it was a major pain in the back to get this brown cable soldered back on. I think I got it. It should be soldered on right here at the top, but I put it on the side on the actual leaf because I kind of broke off the contact when I broke off the cable. But it should be working alright, and my soldering skills are lacking, and I was nervous, and I touched that part right here with the hot solder iron. It melted. Hopefully this isn't a very important thing to drive, kind of like the counter belt. Some things just need to keep spinning and they do not influence wow and flutter. I hope this is one of them. Got my belt down here, hopefully it fits. I'm trying out right now. And I'll report back once I got it in. It's hard to film this while doing it, so I'm not. See you in a second. Basically, I'm gonna wrap it around that black wheel right here, the flywheel, then hold the motor in place and kind of wrap it around the motor. Hopefully it's not too tight and tight enough. And then I'm gonna screw back in the motor. I did it. The belts are in place, motor is screwed on. They aren't the tightest, gotta say. Hopefully this is gonna work. Let's try it out. All plugged in. I'm balancing the light in my hand right now. Let's turn it on. Nothing. I think I broke the switch. Yeah, it turns out that plastic foil thing I took off there is like an integral part of this mechanism right now. The switch won't switch. So let's put the plastic thing back on. Oh wait, let's just do it like this. It's running. Do you hear that? Now let's have a look at the belts. We have lights, we have power. There is our mechanism, and I'm gonna hit play. The brown cable I broke off earlier is probably related to the auto stop, so that could be catastrophic failure. Spinning. Spindle is spinning. It's working. Backwards, working. Fast forward, working. Pause, not really working. Working. Stop. It's working. Even the counter is working. Amazing. Let me put the plastic stuff back on and show you how it's working. I gotta keep holding the light in my hand. So let's turn it on. And you can see, got light. Let's hit play. Spinning. Backwards, spinning. Forward, spinning. Stop working. Counter is working. Easy fix. Almost turned wrong, I know, when I took off that cable there, but it's working. I took off the door. I want to show you guys how it looks inside. It doesn't look too bad. It's pretty dusty in there. I'm gonna leave it like that for now. The take-up wheel looks, the idler tire looks, no, what's the English word for this tire right here? Pressure roller, I don't know, looks pretty bad. It's also covered in that white stuff, I think, that we saw on the belts. I don't know what kind of rubber they were using. We do not have anything that goes on the capstan, no washer. It's probably the way it is. But other than that, the head itself, it looks pretty decent. Needs some cleaning, but let's go, let's do it, and we will see how it sounds. Just the usual Q-tip with alcohol treatment. The capstan has already been cleaned, and I'm gonna clean the pinch roller. That's the English word for this. The pinch roller is gonna be cleaned with alcohol. It's not what you're supposed to do, but I'm gonna do it now. Kinda have to do it off cam because I need two hands and I'm holding the light in one hand, so maybe if I place it like right here. That's the best light I can give you guys, so I'm gonna hold. Okay, just gonna put the door back on real quick. Nice. See how it opens. Oh, looking okay. Not too fast and not too slow, I like it. So, time for Enrique Iglesias. Let's see if it eats tapes or if it's spinning fine. And let's see if we got some output over there. Are you guys ready? Nothing yet, because the music has got to start. Which should be right about now. Let's go. Nothing showing up there. Dolby thing is working. But, oh, that was. Just took a while. Here we go. It's working. Nice. Let's screw back in the top and test it out with a real tape. Wonder if auto stop is working when. Let's see, let's wait for auto stop. Nice, working. Let's see if it works on play. Should stop any second. Yeah. I don't have any testing tape, so this probably needs calibration. We're gonna do this at some other time. Right now, let's just put in some music and check out how it sounds. Maybe see how it sounds with classical music. I think the wow and flutter on these things is like 0.12%. I think Dean, so WRMS should be a little less. It's not too good. 0.1, not too good. Like a Yamaha KX300, same year, 1988, same price range. This one did cost 400 Deutsche Mark, and the Yamaha did cost 450 Deutsche Mark, and the Yamaha is so much better. Like there's a wow and flutter of 0.07 or 0.05 even at WRMS, so much better than this one, and only 10% more. 400 Deutsche Mark is roughly like $200, 200 euros. But you still need to add some for inflation. Anyways, let's get it running. Okay, the one thing that is weird with this deck is it takes like 1 or 2 seconds after hitting play until it produces any sound. It's kind of annoying. See? Maybe if I use the Mac a bit. Other than that, it seems to be working alright. Not too much wow and flutter, even though the official spec is kind of bad. It's still alright. It's like a modern 2024 deck. Oh, accidentally pressed record. It shouldn't be... No, it's pause. Sorry. Record is here. Aufnahme, Pause. Even the Azimuth seems to be alright. So yeah, good one. Right, there we have it. Kind of integrated into my tower of saved, resurrected hi-fi equipment in the color of black. So what do I say? Quick kind of first impressions of this deck. By the way, the level meter is not working properly. Should be like, if I put this tape into my Yamaha deck, these will peak up to like +6 at some points. But with this one, the same tape will only barely peak to 0 decibel. So this needs adjustment. Probably just gonna record 400 Hertz on my Yamaha deck down there and adjust until I get those 400 Hertz at 0 dB up there. Other than that, very bare bones deck. You know, we got our 1980s style manual selector of tapes. You can do multiple, like ferrochrome metal You can do all three of them. You can create ferro metal tapes, you can create metal chrome tapes, whatever. But if you press more than one, or if you press none, I think it defaults to chrome. And you can get quite a lot of extra highs if you get like a muffled sounding chrome tape and just switch it to ferro. So it's nice. I actually like it if you can choose it yourself. Gives you some kind of EQ feature. Oh, sorry, I stopped recording there for some reason. So, Kopfhörerausgang, I tested this. Sounds okay on headphones actually, but we'll come to that later. The balance, recording balance knob feels pretty cheap, but our beautiful little Aufnahmepegel, sorry for the lighting situation, is actually notched. And feels like it's brushed aluminium, but you can just take this off and it's all plastic. But it feels great. I love notched volume knobs. Other than needing adjustment, our level indicators also are kind of bad. If you can see that, we start at -13 and we go up to +3. That's it. I'd rather have it go from -20 to +6 or whatever, like it's usually the case. But whatever. It's still working, you know. It's not good for recording anyways, probably the stack. What's nice is if we turn on the Dolby, there we go, Dolby B, and then we can switch it to Dolby C, and we have this nice little illuminated B and C switching around. There we get our Bandsorte, tape type, and our little controls right here. In German they are called Kurzhubtasten, probably like soft touch or something in English. They also feel rather flimsy and not the highest of quality. If we go over there, beyond my little light, there we go. These are some quality soft touch buttons. That's how they're supposed to feel, in my opinion. Panasonic SG90. These are like the cheapest soft touch thingies you can make, probably. It's a nice little deck. It's like if you get this for 20 euros, it's okay. It's not a bad deck. It's kind of like the Sharp RT10 that I got, you know, over there behind the light. Same set of features, same kind of layout, except we get Dolby B on this one. The Sharp doesn't have Dolby B, but other than that, they are similar. They are similar sounding. Wow and Flutter, the spec, the official spec that Telefunken put out in 1988 is 0.12%. I cannot hear that, you know. Before testing this out, I thought 0.12% would be kind of high, you know, like a boombox or whatever. But it's okay, it's okay. I was listening to Depeche Mode 101, listened to the entire tape because it was good sounding and it was enjoyable. If you just want a tape player to play some tapes, and you don't want to really have high-end recordings, or like your speakers aren't the highest end speakers anyways, this will do. It's alright. It's probably better than anything that gets produced in 2024. By the way, we got, as you can see, 2 microphone inputs left and right. And that's it. The same set of features as a 1980 Sharp RT10, but different looks, and we get Dolby C. It's not gonna win prizes. They weren't trying to win prizes. They were trying to put out a cheap tape deck, and that's kind of the point, the thing right now. 1988, this one cost 400 Deutsche Mark, which is like 200 euros, $200 in 1988, $200. And the Yamaha KX300 right there was 450 mark, so 10% more. And for those 10% more, you get a Japanese deck with bias adjust, play trim, you can loop it and you can return to zero and all that kind of stuff, and it's working perfectly fine without any needed restoration or repairs 35 years later. This one though had a broken belt, the level indicators are kind of broken, and you do not get any special features. So this is a Japanese deck built for a German company, and the Japanese deck down there built for a Japanese company, much better, much cheaper. Of course it's cheaper. They could lower the price quite a bit because Telefunken had to buy that stuff, OEM and stuff, might actually be more expensive to produce. Sad little end for Telefunken. Never tried out a 90s Telefunken tape deck so far. But yeah, the inventors of high-com and quality, solidly built tape decks, that's what they ended up doing in 1988. In 1980 they would have had like multiple tape speeds to choose from, high-com, Dolby, everything. But not anymore. Just a shadow of their former selves, but still enjoyable. So I'm gonna listen to some tapes now. And I see you guys in a bit, because let me see quickly. Here we go. You are getting the long-term review of the XH Data D219, and it's gonna be controversial. Let's say that. It's gonna be controversial. Buckle up for that. Until then, peace out. This channel is back. Make sure to tell everybody. If you're new to the channel, make sure to like and subscribe if you liked the video. Hit the bell. Really helps me out a lot. You know, the motivation goes through the roof if people subscribe. And yeah, leave a comment. What's your opinion on tape decks? What's your opinion on Telefunken? Tell me about your journey with cassette tapes. I did some listening, and this one, the main thing that sound-wise makes a difference to the Yamaha, it's not the wow and flutter or anything. It's also not really the frequency response, in my opinion. By the way, the stock spec for frequency response that Telefunken gives us is 15 kilohertz in type 2 tape position. And it does not sound that much more muffled than the Yamaha KX300, which has pretty nice high frequency response. So I don't know, maybe different standards of measuring, but it does not sound muffled compared to the Yamaha. It does sound different though, and that might be because the Yamaha does have Dolby HX Pro and this one doesn't. And that might be a good thing. Because in addition to the Yamaha, to have one that has no HX Pro means that you can listen to tapes kinda, you know, the way they were meant to be listened. If you listen to older stuff, you know what I mean? Like, I really noticed a difference when listening to some Beatles stuff. And I think it sounded better on the Telefunken. Also sounded better on the Sharp, but the Sharp has some mechanical issues, so yeah, there's that. The Yamaha is probably more on the CD-like sounding side of tape, and the Telefunken is on the tape sounding side of tape. It sounds like a cassette tape in a good way, you know, not in a bad way, but it has this warmth. You know, if we want to use these words, then I would consider the Telefunken to be much warmer than the Yamaha down there, and I would consider the Yamaha to be much more sterile sounding compared to the Telefunken. And both have their advantages, just depends on your preferred sound and what music you are listening to, and it's highly subjective. Fact is, Telefunken is a lot of fun. I enjoy it, listening to tapes, to the music, so nothing bad about this deck. If you can get one for cheap, get it. It's like, I paid €5 plus shipping, so maybe €10. Add in like half an hour, maybe 1 hour if you're slow of work to change the belt. and that's it. So pretty decent. It's not stellar, it's not bad, it's just decent.